going on, you guys? It's your boy Town, so I'm on my way to the gym. Once again, tickets for Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis, which is going down December the 9th, San Francisco, California, at the Chase Center. Tickets go on sale today, 10 a.m. Pacific time. That will be, if you in the East Coast, that is around 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you in the Midwest, like, you know what I'm saying, Texas, places like that, go on sale around 12. So don't miss out if you coming to the Bay Area. I'll talk to a lot of different people. So, talk to Blue Blood and a couple of other people. Blue Blood said he's coming out here. So like I said before, now that the tickets are available for purchase, that means we officially have a fight that it's going to happen. So, hopefully I can get Bill or Devin, hopefully on the show, maybe sometime this week. But Devin will eventually be on here. There's something me and Bill is working on. So hopefully it happens pretty soon. So, but anyway. So with that being said, let's begin. Now I want to say this, and this is just real talk. For you Canelo stands, do not disrespect my channel because you have an issue with something that I'm talking about, or you don't like the particular subject matter of a video. I swear, if you say something disrespectful, I'm gonna say something disrespectful back. And for those who know, I can take it to the gutter. I really can. You disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you. You say something racial about me or anybody I know, I'm in favor. So anybody that knows me, I highly suggest you respect what I have to say. If you disagree, that's fine. Don't disrespect me. I wasn't in attendance for Canelo versus Charlo, which took place this past Saturday, in a very uneventful sparring match, which resulted in Canelo cruising to a victory and basically Charlo getting ripped to shreds because of his piss poor effort. I am going to continue basically to discuss Jamel and his antics and how this lackluster performance is really going to cost him down the line whenever he decides to return to boxing. And the question is, should he return to boxing? And that's just real talk. But nevertheless, there also have been a rumor that's been circulating that this fight sold very poorly. It sold so poorly to the point to where they had to close off certain sections of the fight, and that they were upgrading people, who attended the fight. And there was for Charlo because, as I said before, he can't sell tickets. And so I said if he was to win this fight, it would be a nightmare because one, Charlo has next to no following, and once again, nobody likes the guy. And after what took place on Saturday, he really didn't help his case to build fans and build a fan base. Look, had he put in a valid effort and ended up getting stopped or whatever the case may be, then who knows? Because sometimes you do earn people's respect in a valid effort. Even though they saying that Steve Fulton halfway trained for his fight against the monster, at least for the most part, for a little bit, he tried to fight a little bit, where you saw what Jamel did. Just a very embarrassing moment. Like I said, I'll talk to a few people. Now, I talked to a couple of people that said that wasn't the case, but this is being reported. And then you had somebody that was actually there that said that there were a lot of empty seats, that they upgraded people, brought them down from the lower bowls to fill up the arena, the lower bowl section, so it could look like it was filled up. That's one of boxing's little secrets. I'm gonna let you guys in on something. Once again, I do this. You guys know that I am a credentialed media member that covers boxing. I'm a credentialed media member, so I know a lot of these little tricks that they do. And you really have to go back to, okay, when you think about it, what was Al Heyman thinking? What was Canelo thinking when they decided to even sign up for this fight? When Jamel couldn't even get 2,000 people to come see him at a damn tennis arena in Carson, California. Did they really think they was gonna sell 20,000 tickets? Because like I said before, nobody cared for Jamel Charlo. Nobody likes to do. When I went to Lomachenko versus Corolla in Los Angeles at the Staples Center back in 2000, I think it was 2019. Yeah, it was in 2019 because they had Nipsey Hussle's memorial there on that Friday, and then they had the actual fight, and they had to hurry up and clear out, the Staples Center so they could start, converting the arena into a boxing arena. But when I went to see the Lomachenko fight, the whole top section of the Staples Center was closed. And that's what they do. Now, this was on regular ESPN. And a lot of times they don't like to show aerial views of arenas, especially if people wasn't there. But then when Charlo fought, like I said, you got to remember, this is a dude that fought Castanos in a tennis stadium, and you visibly could see all those open seats, and they try to darken and dim the lights so you can't see all the empty seats that's there. But you couldn't help it with Charlo versus Castanos. Keep in mind, this is for undisputed. This was for undisputed. And once again, this fight was held at a tennis stadium, an undisputed championship match. And it's all because Jamel can't sell no tickets. And like I said before, based off what he did this past Saturday, I think nobody respects him. Nobody. And I'm gonna talk about Cameron's comments like later on, because Cameron just flat out said it, pretty much. And I'm gonna tell you guys something, how I know that they do this on a regular basis. Like I said, when I went to Pacquiao versus Ugas, which was originally supposed to be Pacquiao versus Errol Spence, and we all know that Errol Spence had to back out of the fight because he suffered an eye injury. But they upgraded me, my sister, in Ben Saucy Boxing at the time, because we had went to the fight. So they upgraded us. They put us pretty much on the lower bowl. And I'm talking about we had some good seats. I'm talking about we had some real good seats. That's what happens when you don't sell certain amount of tickets, and especially when you on pay-per-view. They want it to look like a lot of people are there. And case in point, I'll tell you another time this happened. Now, if you wonder why Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev too, moved from the T-Mobile Arena to, at the time it was called the Mandalay Bay, and this is called the Michelob Ultra Arena now, it's because, well, Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev, one, didn't sell too good as far as tickets go. I don't know the exact amount, but it didn't sell that good. So they decided to have it at a smaller venue because of the lack of ticket sales. And then, you know, and I'm not talking about Andre Ward, and I'm not dissing Andre Ward. But when the second fight rolled around and they had it at the Mandalay Bay, because keep in mind, I attended both fights. I was at both fights. And when they did the rematch, basically, they didn't sell that many tickets for the rematch. They were letting people walk in there for free. And then we could have got upgraded. Me, my brother, and JT the God, we were all there. Shout out to JT the God. He was there. He was sitting right next to us. So we was all there chilling. So, you know, I'm going to have to call JT the God too. I'm going to hit him up too. But we were all sitting in the same section, and they offered to upgrade us. Told us we could go. They told us we could go sit wherever we wanted to in the lower bowl. But we just chose to stay where we was because, well, we had tickets like right smack dab in the middle of the ring. And I mean, we had a great view anyway where we were. So we was just like, nah, we'll stay where we are. And once again, I'm not attacking Andre Ward, but I was there. The second fight for Sergey Kovalev didn't sell very well, so they were upgrading people, and they told people who had lower bowl tickets to, you know, basically move down to the, that had upper bowl tickets to move down to the lower bowl. They just do that for fights because it was a pay-per-view event. You know, if you notice, when that fight, you know, when the fight was shown on HBO the following week, you know, they didn't show any, you know, reviews of the arena. Now, Errol Spence versus Terry Crawford sold very well. So it was okay to show aerial views of that fight because a lot of celebrities were there. But I'm just telling you this. And it's not a knock on Canelo, but this was a terrible PR move and a terrible move for the PBC. And like I said before, this is exactly why Al Heyman is in the position that he's in now. And then there's also a rumor that if Demetrius Andrade beats David Benavidez November the 25th, then Canelo will fight Jamal Charlo. I don't think that's true because that would be an epic mistake by Canelo. You already beat one Charlo, so in a lackluster effort. So why would anybody pay to come see you fight the other one? This would just be a bad look on Canelo. And this would further prove that Canelo is ducking Demetrius Andrade. Now, this is just a rumor, but I hope Canelo wouldn't do nothing like that because at the end of the day, you only can protect somebody's reputation so much before you just have to say, hey, man, why don't you want to fight this guy? But we all know and we all believe for the most part, Canelo has been flat out ducking Demetrius Andrade. He's tried to confront Canelo. Canelo said, you're a trash fighter. I'm not fighting you. And I know you Canelo stands will say Canelo will knock out Demetrius Andrade. Are you serious? This man couldn't even knock out a blown up junior welterweight. A junior middleweight. So how in the hell would he knock out Demetrius Andrade if he couldn't knock out middleweight. So just stop the cap. And I think Canelo don't want to be involved in another controversial fight because he knows that him fighting Demetrius Andrade could end in a controversial fight. And even if he wins and he doesn't look good, it's going to draw attention to him. And then for the people that's basically trying to sell this performance by Canelo as stellar and that Canelo is back, well, once again, I have to ask the question about Canelo's confidence if he feel like basically fighting a dude that pretty much didn't even put forth a valid effort. You needed a fight like this to build up your confidence. So that says a lot about Canelo, that Canelo internally must have been having questions about his confidence due to the fact of lackluster performances in 3 previous fights, from not being able to basically his lackluster performance against Triple G, in which this was a fight that he was supposed to stop Triple G, but then again, this was another fight that nobody asked for. And then getting beat by Dimitri Bivol. At the end of the day, when you go back to the Charlo fight, once again, I keep asking this question: who asked for this fight? How did this fight make any kind of sense? And for people that's coming on here talking about, well, he was originally supposed to fight Jamal Charlo, but he had some issues. Well, like I said before, why dude at junior middleweight? You could have fought a rematch with Caleb Plant. You could have fought, once again, David Morrell Jr., or you could have fought David Benavidez. All those was acceptable options. But you chose to fight this dude? You chose to fight a dude that fights at junior middleweight and that doesn't have any real drawing power, that can't sell no tickets. So you need to explain to me, why did you make a decision like that? And then you were announced as the primary promoter when it said Canelo Promotions along with the PBC presents, you know, this and that. So this still falls on Canelo for basically signing up for a fight like this. And I ain't go sit up there and kiss up to Canelo and say this was a great performance. And if you Canelo stands want to fool yourself into believing that this was a stellar performance and this was a measuring stick for Canelo on whether he's back or not, then you need to think again, because you need to ask yourself, why a junior middleweight? And don't come on here talking about what somebody else did. Do not try to play the devil's advocate or try to play the boomerang effect where you try to throw something. No, nope. Because if you want to play the boomerang game, I'm catching it and I'm throwing it right back at you. Why in the world did he sign on to take a dude that he knew had no drawing power, that was not liked by fans or media? And now you have the end results. Now, I can't wait to see what the pay-per-view numbers is going to be for this fight, because I believe that this fight flopped. Now, we all know that the PBC going to try to more than likely put out some fraudulent numbers, just like they tried to say back, during the, back in 2020 when Charlo brothers had the joint pay-per-view. They tried to originally report that fight sold like 200,000 pay-per-views. Come to find out that thing didn't even sell 75,000 pay-per-views. That should have told people right then and there about the Charlos. If your debut fight on pay-per-view can't even touch 100,000 and some change, then you might not be a pay-per-view caliber fighter. Because keep in mind, they considered briefly putting Castanos Charlo 2 on pay-per-view. But due to the fact that, well, basically they knew the fight couldn't sell no tickets, they knew it would be a disaster on pay-per-view. That fight probably would have sold 25,000 pay-per-views, if that much. So there you have it. I just wanted to bring that up. So this is even worse. This is even worse than what's being told. Now, like I said, there's going to be some media people that's going to sit up there. Oh, and by the way, man, I'm glad that Regis said something in regards to Ellie Setback, who was trying to lightweight hate on Devin Haney. Look, I like Ellie. Ellie is cool, but you know, Ellie at a point now where he can't be doing some of the stuff that he does, and I'm just keeping it real. But I'm glad on the side note that Regis spoke on that when he was trying to, you know, kind of hate, you know, on Devin Haney, you know. So there you have it. But I just wanted to put that out there. Just wanted to let you guys know where I was coming from, and I wanted to explain something from me to you guys, and I hope you guys have a better understanding about how this works. You know, like I said, I do this. Once again, this isn't, but I tell the truth. No matter how much and how bad it's gonna hurt, you know, fanatics, fanboys, and stands of certain fighters. Gotta keep it a buck. There you have it. It's your boy Jam. I'm out.